And we do have the IO who's been down now towards Radar in the bottom lane. It is an aggro tri-lane, so this is
There's ways to look at it here, and we're going to see Raven get some damage in against him. But I'll talk about that more as we see this fight going to evolve, and it just both guys heading back and forth. So first of all, Wisp is really bad in tri-lane. He doesn't bring enough to the table until he gets more in terms of levels. Would love to get more experience, do some little like mid pulls type stuff. Doesn't get that opportunity here as he's stuck down bottom, babysitting. He's also one of the worst supports in terms of just direct trades. But when he's at level 1, you actually don't do any damage to Wisp. You leave him at 100% HP so that he can't heal anybody. Because Wisp doesn't heal anybody if he's full health. So harassing Raven and targeting him specifically. Then, when Wisp is level 2 and he has overcharge and can self-inflict, that's when Wisp... He's actually exposing himself intentionally. He's like, oh, I can now tango Raven and heal him. So there's a lot of times where Wisp will straight up just stand there and get auto-attack just to be able to heal their allies with them.
Yeah, or go into the jungle maybe as another option for it. There's still kind of a lot of pressure here, and so with that bottle, it feels like you can see they're comfortable in this matchup, but they're gonna have to react quickly to make sure they don't get moved down. Still no real problem of it. Gold is only level 1, but mid lane, yes, battle, kind of going back and forth, but maybe a little bit OD favoritism. It's going to actually have a whole 3 plays here as well, so he's already ahead. He might be further ahead off the back of that.
Actually, going to be time dilation coming out on the Weaver. Does not have a Shikuchi out of here. Great counterplay coming out, and that's going to be the first blood.
Wait, IO heads out for a second, and regen. They make it work.
Very
Tims.
nice. Yeah, and that time dilation is just so strong against heroes that are reliant on these spells for mobility. You knew exactly where the Shikuchi was going, so he just hits an AoE, and yeah, you can't do things like uplink, but in this case, Shikuchi is a very, very effective pickup.
Yeah, neat too, because you tend to see more often than not for a Void going for the bash point instead, thinking that that's going to be value, but taking this, recognizing the importance in this particular lane, very nicely played.
He does use the haste rune to try to go for the Courier Snipe, but they kind of send him on his way and go ahead for the 2-man Shrine play. Get back involved on this. Answer down the bottom. Meanwhile, up top, Koala and Stanmate have been 2-ed out. It's actually go 13 and 2 for Centaur, whereas only 10. But it's a pretty close matchup. Whereas in mid, we're seeing a lot of pressure being put out by Cuckoo. He has less denied or CS, but I think the HP pool. Oh, like
damn. Ooh, 6 HP TP. God. Just the Rubik coming in there too. It's a little bit terrifying.
Yeah, but that's okay, I think, for TNC. They don't want the tri-lane.
You almost had that.
They want to split it up. They would love a 2-2-1 lane setup.
They're going to be able to get that. Oh, Raven kind of getting hemmed in here in this lane. Void is leading the CS so far, 23 and 1. There's his counterpart, the Weaver, who's just sitting at 15. Doesn't feel like this is going to change unless the Wisp is able to pull that attention back towards mid again. Abby's still farming away, happy as a clam. Hot Tims with this nice board. Are they going to be able to get the deny?
That stands, Raven hasn't been able to get too much farm down bottom. 15 and 1 is okay, but not nearly as high as 35 and 2. And he's mostly just been focusing on the combat aspect of it, where he's trying to get involved. He would love to get a kill, but the only target you can really go on here is with the token down Disruptor. He's burned all his regen, but Eden's still going to be safe back.
Sure. Normally you would imagine an Ogre ends up having a better time in a lane like this as far as being able to bully people around, but I'm really feeling comfortable with it. Already gotten level 3 on all these heroes.
They've just been taking pretty bad exchanges and they just want a new game from the Rubik and Disruptor. It just feels like whenever he goes forward, they don't really have anything backing it up. Wisp does so little damage without spirits, and he's still only level 2. And the Weaver just not in a really great position for the prod.
Alright, So now level 4 is up for the Void. Has those 2 points in time off, lowering down the slowdown. They're going to move forward, see if they can make something happen on the kinetic field. Everybody's stuck in it, but does look like they might be able to bring down Raven, possibly.
Nice
right in range. They pull him back in, and Eden might end up falling down as well. There's so much regen coming in from this IO, and they lose 2. Huge loss for RRQ.
Yeah, that would have been very risky for Raven, except for a very...
What?
No! What? He stands there, gets stayed bolted, doesn't expect Rubik to be up so quickly, but that's a level 3 hero.
Right, TNC.
Respawning, teleporting, killing. I just like, it took me like a second, I'm like, okay, well he's still here, and the Rubik's just walking up to him.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, at nighttime he didn't see the Rubik, but you gotta expect something.
Oh, they wanted that one.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Raven, I was about to say, narrowly escaped that situation thanks to a very effective use of the Stampede, as the Centaur wins out a bit on the top lane, gets to level 6 faster, and they get to the bottom, but all for naught when he just down anyways, and Rubik picks up an earlier game.
Yeah, and this is going to make the lane even more difficult to deal with for Raven. Granted, you don't even have to necessarily keep these heroes down here. You've got Kotuzard enough farm that he can make give room for the supports to start moving around on the map themselves. And it does look like that's what they're doing. They're going to pull back in with Centaur in a second if they wanted to. Let's drop down the kinetic field, and return damage being dealt to.
Oh, he might get the turn.
Maybe going to be able to pull
Just
him back.
for it,
Goes
go for it.
the kill, possibly. No, Sam H. Alive on 40 HP, and Koala a bit too afraid of that one. Oh, is the Rubik going to do it again?
4-man shield.
Did they go back in?
Doesn't end up working out that way, though. It would have been just glorious if he could. But yeah, no, Ring of Health and the 4-man shield, he's actually really tanky. He's able to soak up all of that damage. Nearly
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So, go, and beyond that, the only one really doing well right now for TNC is Tuku. He's been having a pretty good landing phase. Use raindrops to deal with some of the harassment damage from the silencer, and
level 6 up. Oh, the rotation in. Impale a little bit off the mark. They drop the global and going to be able to pull back in and kill off. Could have been more if they would have hit that Impale.
yeah, but all the same, I mean, just getting a global out really quickly, it's actually one of the big benefits. Like, might be a solo kill? No. He doesn't commit for it whatsoever.
A gift from the Tempest
Dyer's
of
top
I do feel
tower
like, yeah,
is under
when you
attack.
have a silencer, you want to start
Radiant's
getting
middle
that
tower
rolling
is under attack.
very early. I've talked about this a lot when we support silencers, but more so with cores. Cooldown is a huge aspect of your hero. That's ultimate. You do want to extend it to win fights, to win exchanges over and over and over again. And very pertinent that he was able to drop it at an early stage of the game, where he's able to net a kill on the bottom.
They're going to actually end up doing that. The Impale hits one more hit. Kotuzard picking that one up. Almost has his Hump of the Dominator now. You take a look at his farm, and he is definitely top of the mark. And Centaur is right there with him, but
selfish.
I feel like this is a good place to be in.
Oh,
The turnaround! Koala, this is the Impale, but still can make something of this, I do believe. Stampede away. Look at it. Really nice decision there with the Carapace.
A couple mile away. Now we're actually going to see that bottom left. Congratulations,
Bruno, maybe going to be able to make this work. They pull him back out of it. That will scare the run away. No, they still end up losing that Rubik, and now Tim's maybe in trouble.
No, you can't kill him. He's got bottle sips. He's fine.
Can't quite get there. Needed a bash. Now the TP away. He'll be able to make his escape.
Yeah, so that's really unfortunate. Just a little bit too much damage coming in on the Rubik. Again,
Dyer's middle tower
armor
is
right
under
now,
attack.
and Lightstone is enough to make it's a level 1 squirm, but it did its job. Yeah. Woody just farming up the end of Midas that we've seen so many times in these qualifiers, and Centaur properly because he approaches Foot of Defiance. Yep.
Seeing that Spike and Carapace do so much against the Centaur is kind of a little answer in general to the hero. I don't know if something we're going to see more often than not, but yeah, pretty cool. He's taking more points than that as opposed to the mana burn as well.
Yeah, I think the fact that you want to match the pool, well, obviously double edge is relatively short, 5 seconds. So you don't want to always, like, as soon as you use your Carapace, don't want to anything without that slow roll. Just in general, getting extra stun duration against OD is always good. So here you desperately need to keep falling fights.
At his level 6, but right now is in towards mid where they have a Vendetta ready to go on to Cuckoo. They're going to pull him back into this one now and be able to get the glimpse.
Well,
Drop static.
He delays it. Okay. They're going to go for the relocate. All 4 v3.
Maybe a little bit of a problem though. They dropped the global. Yabby is maybe going to fall. Able to walk away from this when they don't have the damage. He ends up getting out with the bottle regeneration. Eden still low himself. Are they going to be able to find this kill onto the Weaver? Time lapse is back the other direction. Might find the Impale, but nonetheless, they take down the OD.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the look there. The imprisonment only delays
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They'll end up in that tough spot. They make the call to try to make the most of it. Goes for relocate play in the middle, and it still just doesn't accomplish enough. That global silence
Dire's top
very
tower
effective
is under
at
attack.
shutting down big single play. So they end up getting that. Of course, taking down the boy down bottom.
Pepper also has Sam here. A nice pickup for him. Also look like across the map, like the vision that you've been able to get for RQ, it's very defensive. There's one ward that's over here by the tier 1 tower, but it's still helping them out a good deal. And the ward vision from TNC don't quite get the D ward here, as actually up on this high ground instead.
I mean, it feels like we've been in a laning phase for a very long time. No tier 1s being pressured too heavily.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Ziggs has
attack.
rotated a bit, and obviously the Wisp action has been pretty effective, but for the most part, the laning configuration has been very static. Now there are pinks coming out here, Sentry Observer in a position where they're coming, and now they can set up for it or just play it back.
Don't want to probably overextend there. We'll spot out Rior. He uses the Shrine.
Haste.
They could try and go for Sam H up in the top lane. Or just kill off the Ogre. A couple too many hits. Stampede there as well. They end up going for the
Radiant's
Astral
bottom
to save his
tower
life,
is
but
under
everybody's
attack.
out of there for the moment. TP's now coming in. Out this if they do go up high ground.
Oh, but Ogre casts
Radiant
one too many spells. He's
structures are
actually going to be going
fortified.
down here. Last tick will kill him off. Does not TP home. Just goes down. I did not expect it to be doing that much damage. Monster has enough intelligence right now, and of course his Arcane Curse at level 3. It's just going to be about the heavy HP region.
Now they got Chrono. Let's just drop this onto Sam H's head here. Also have, well, they don't even need it actually. They got a Dark Troll Summoner. This should still be able to be a kill. They throw it out, drop it down, Impale onto one. Cuckoo ulti as well. They drop the global silence. Sam H in trouble. Right clicks. The pipe is keeping him alive. There's a Hooded Defiant. He is eventually going to fall, and now looking for more. That's alone, separate from the rest of his team. They drop the ulti, but Tim is now the one to turn upon, and he is going to end up falling himself. They get the silence down onto Raven. He's going to drop. Cuckoo left completely alone now and trying to see if he can take down Kel'Thuzad. It's not going to happen. 4 dead for TNC, and RRQ has just been all over him. They are not even going to get the kill on a Yabby.
I can't believe it. That level 1 Fire Blast.
Oh, give him the hit. He's just going to take the hit as well. Why not?
Devours it, now up to 8 himself, but that was just brilliant execution from RRQ. Knew exactly what they were capable of in this situation. Getting the 2-man Chrono, allowing them to kind of deal with the OD on the side, and then the static really needed to make sure that time lapse didn't come through. It's going to be in a really tough spot to carry the team. The OD isn't going to be breaking towers. He's going to be in trouble with the play, so I really do feel like you can see we're relying on Weaver getting more out of this early game, and now they're actually in a really tough spot.
Again, just for context, everybody, this is the game where if you lose as TNC, you still have to place off against Faceless, and you're right on the brink of being knocked out of the playoffs. I don't know. They have to pull something together here. What does it need to look like? What's the big... You talked about Weaver getting more farm. Is it also maybe just like this Blink Dagger for Centaur that gives him the space to farm?
I mean, they're looking for opportunities, right? You saw Ogre kind of like, it seemed like he was randomly running
Radiant's
through the
middle
Dire Jungle, but it
tower
was
is
because he
under
was trying to go
attack.
for relocate play. He's like, okay, one Ignite Fire Blast, and then that's a relocate kill. But you know, at that point in time they had to deal with expansion from Zephyr and just
A gift from the
they need to
tempest
find
of
another
battle.
play like that without either global or
Guard on top of him, dropped low, able to caught in the imprisonment, tried to go for the oh, they're caught now.
The damage from the Aspen imprisonment was just enough to make sure that he would build off and there would be a potential to jump out, and now it's gonna be disruptive that gets picked up instead.
Okay, this is a way to pull it back in. He's gonna drop. I was wondering if maybe he could have gotten out of there with the time lock. It looked like he went for the sort of double muscle flex for the chronosphere.
I thought he actually just died instantly. I'll have to double check.
Or
that.
not when he came out of the Astro, before he went into the Astro.
I also think if you spam Magic Stick hard enough, items can take effect before the imprisonment takes out of it. I'm not 100% certain on that though. That the timing is very weird for a lot of those like banish spells. So, Ado is a very common one that survived by using it. Either way, I don't know if Magic Stick would have been the game changer here. It's just TNC bringing back the skills for a little bit, and they need to really focus on taking advantage of their ability. They have Kuchi, Relocate, Stampede. Again, need to send in the clown over and allow him to take things up without getting taken out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Blasphemy, I tell you. MH in the meantime up on the high ground. They do still have the blink if they wanted to go in, but a Chronosphere is available. Also with no, we haven't talked about
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So he's going to be able to scale into the later game as well. And they're actually all in the area right here.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
As well as just a lot of item progression coming out from the Silencer. I really do feel like RRQ are just on a hot streak right now. They're going to be able to move very quickly into the mid game where they can take a lot of good fights. I mean, if you look at the Silencer, you don't get to see Core Silencer often enough, but getting the 4-staff, Rod of Atos here, like, you're able to just lock somebody down, make it so they can't do anything in return, and then just put huge amounts of damage.
And you have OD going for these defensive items, trying to get into a Hurricane Pike. Sort of a defensive item as well. But I feel like it is also that problem that you talked about of the Weaver not really having
Radiant's
that
top
damage
tower
there.
is under attack.
Which again, feels like it's a
Dire's
great
middle
option in
tower
a lot
is
of
under
ways.
attack.
But it doesn't deal with the global
Radiant
silence.
structures
They
are
don't have it.
fortified. Radiant's top tower is
But
under
the
attack.
unfortunate fact of the matter is Silencer is quite effective against
Radiant's top tower is fallen.
Quick here on the Rubik. Global kind of wasted, but up top, no, just TPs.
One on the same page.
Oh, Disruptor TP'd right into this Ogre.
A little bit scary. They do have Sam H off to the side. Up the time
Dire's middle
Can't get the
tower is under
Chronosphere out.
attack.
In the meantime, OD takes the
Radiant's
mid
top
tier
tower
1
is
here,
under
Kuku
attack.
That up, no problem.
Dire's structures
Fortification
are
or not,
fortified.
Raven even going behind enemy lines here, not afraid of anything now that the Silencer's out.
Dire's middle tower
already
has
they
fallen.
kind of just take what they want and leave.
And this is sort of the big thing about RRQ. Again, a team that maybe a little bit less disciplined without that international experience that you get from a TC team. Now gone to a couple of different lands. A little bit off the mark there. Would have been a nice one to pick up, but can't quite get there.
Fortified.
Oh, they have a glimpse. They can get vision, maybe. They are going to bring down Tim's almost.
Yeah, he does die to the last word at the end.
But OD gets out.
They're actually rotating to try to grab the tower, but RRQ are able to very quickly and press that direct zone. No more
Dire's
tower gold
bottom
going
tower
into
has
play
been denied.
at the moment, as it is denied by Silencer at least half of it. And from there, the progression towards the next set of items. I really do feel like Weaver doesn't just want Dragonlance, he needs like some kind of purge, probably BKB. That Mantis has actually but beyond that, you definitely need to act on the Sentinel. And he probably goes for something himself.
On top of all the Static Storm, though.
Nice.
A little bit off the mark that they weren't able to catch him fully in the kinetic
But he
field.
saved Walla there. They could not actually stay on top of the
Dire's top tower is under
Now they can
attack.
fight on their position.
Spears there, and they actually end up walking into it for OD as well. Can they bring down Raven and Astral to save Eden? He is going to fall. Now maybe in some more trouble. Yabby trying to get out of there. Force that still on cooldown for quite some time. The rest of the team is going to be wrapping around on the other side. They go up to the high ground. Nobody is there to help him out. RRQ not able to make it work, and maybe it just shouldn't have been in that
Radiant's
position to begin
bottom
with.
tower
And
is
also
under
it comes
attack.
down to the fact grab the shrine. I'm not sure if OD was trying to go for some hits or for the shrine as well, but this was just close enough to activate it, get some heals on the Weaver, and then they got the self-precision out. So great reaction play from TNC, and RQ caught. I mean, even with their ultimate, still not able to do enough. And maybe it does come down to that fact that the Static Storm had to use so defensively from the beginning. If they didn't have to use the Static Storm to save the Nyx
Dire's
there,
middle
then
tower
maybe they
is
would have
under
had to
attack.
follow up.
And now with both of them down for at least a little while longer, TNC moving into Roach. It was once looking quite bad for them over the past couple of minutes. It's now turned into a 4,000. They wanted to go get the Aegis. Be careful.
Dire's middle tower is under
Interesting.
attack.
We're trying to finish off a hero that really shouldn't be addressed in this manner. And even a global just completely wasted. Now they're Optimus on the plate. Yeah,
What is happening right now? They still Stampede turning back against them. RRQ are just completely crumbling and falling apart. Why are you fighting into Aegis here? Oh no.
I think they just realized that Roche is happening too late. It's not a lineup that you look at and say, oh, these guys can kill off Roche.
Relocate forward.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to be able to catch up.
It like needs a little bit more time in the sun, and that's
Oh, he's out of mana. Yeah, another one for him. My god, that was a dumpster fire of a couple minutes prior.
It's really tough for them. They just completely underestimated what TNC's lineup was capable of here, and we do see, of course, them chasing up the Silencer as well, even having
Dire's
nothing
middle
left to
tower
make
is
to get
under
away.
attack.
He's relying entirely on the Disruptor to help him out, but in prison, locked in, Rubik, what can you offer? You're gonna be in prison
They're
the
all
other
going to
way.
die. Like, they just
Under
keep on
attack.
running into this. They're losing
Dire's
all
middle
of their
tower
heroes
is under attack.
over and over and over again. Like, it started with a bad roast decision, but it's ending with continually confusing decisions. Zephyr also in trouble. He is going to drop. They lose Koala. They've lost like 10 heroes in the space of 2 minutes.
It's actually absolutely ridiculous here. They didn't expect that Roshan would fall so quickly, and that's all right. Like the Nick moved in, sees it. It's like, oh, maybe I can snatch. Oh, maybe I can't do anything, and then the fight
Dire's middle
connects,
tower is
and
under
really awkward really quickly. Like, I really do feel it was bad shot calling from the Knicks specifically, because he was the one that was wrapping around the Roach pit looking for a target. He's like, okay, pop global. And then when they pop global, they're like, okay, let's do something with the
Dire's
global.
middle
Oh wait,
tower is
that's
under
gone.
attack.
We've done nothing. The Static Storm is not on the OD. Like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And it's just chickens with their head cut off, running around. Walla made a bad call, and it snowballed very heavily against them.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I can't believe that happened in that way, because they were looking
Dire's
so
bottom
good up to
tower
that
is
point
under
too.
attack.
Like they were moving around the map, always in pretty decent position, and one or two missed team fights, and poor decision making, and God.
Dire's
I
bottom
mean,
tower
we
is under
already
attack.
started seeing the scales tip the other way just from the fight that happened around the lower shrine. TNC already had taken one really good fight, and they got the Roshan for free,
Dire's
right?
top
Like, even
tower
if
is under
RQ had come
attack.
over with that, that's pretty much guaranteed. Based off of one fight and Roshan, I feel like TNC were getting really in the driver's seat for this game, but following it up with two deaths of hero deaths, it's just RQ kind of ended it right back over, and now things are feeling out of control. Make the most of every moment that the silences are in play, and actually Cuckoo going in aggressively here should just be able to get the imprison.
Find it. He does have that hurricane pike, but quite using it as of yet. Koala there as well. Out.
It's alright. They're just gonna push out the towers now. Top tier 2 should be pretty easy. RQ fight into it, they're in trouble.
He ends up taking away one, stealing Astral. There's the Impale. They have Chronos here if they wanted to use it still. Thinking about going in. Kim perfectly placed over to the side though. Global Silence comes out. Is it going to be enough? BKB has already come off, but Cuckoo still silent. So trying to run away. Is going to be able to make at least the first escape with 10. Hammer drops. That's one dead. Maybe going to be some more as well. SamH continuing the chase. This is not looking anywhere near pretty, and oh, this is going to end up being Walla. Zephyr going to drop. It's this thing where it's like you gain a positional advantage. You gain a sort of ball lead in an Aegis,
Dire's
something
top
like that.
tower
But
is under
then
attack.
first you sort of trying to go back into it. I don't know.
They're drafted already, like they have trouble
Dire's top
controlling
tower
certain
has
heroes
fallen.
at certain stages of the game, and when OD picks up BKB, that's
Dire's
the main
top
one I
tower
have in
is
mind.
under attack.
The game started kind of tiptoeing, trickling away from them just by like 1 or 2 bad fights, but then it seemed like it fell on
Dire's
its face.
top
Like,
barracks
man,
are under
our
attack.
just dropped flat, things stopped working for them, and now we have the entire top lane gone. I mean, they just relocated
Dire's top barracks
past
has
2
fallen.
towers into their
Dire's
base
middle
and
tower
claimed it as
is
their
under
own.
attack.
BNC are
Dire's
in, man.
middle tower
26
has
minutes,
fallen.
and they have wiped out the
Dire's
entire top
top
lane,
barracks are under
taken
attack.
a dramatic kill lead, and we'll see what happens to the set back here.
They have Astral, they have Force Staff, they've got everything. And the other thing about that fight up there in the top is it's like you use your static trump, so now you don't have that and now Nyx is gone. Kel'Thuzar getting chased down. They've got the Chronosphere, which ends up connecting right on the edge of SamH, but there's no follow-up. So it's used sort of semi-defensively, and now Kel'Thuzar is going to end up getting ran down over and over again. Feels like RRQ is not, they completely fell apart. That was one of the smoothest crumplings I've ever seen in those.
I mean, it's really tough. Already we knew that they were out of the
Radiant
potential qualification for the playoffs. They already had a 1-5 score going into this game. They were playing